Hello again and welcome to Shed Talk, my weekly magazine video series looking at the keeping, breeding and showing of cage birds, with a particular focus as usual on the exhibition style budgerigar. So in this episode, as I think I promised in the last episode, we're going to have a look at the birds that are in cage number 5, and this is one particular that's got splayed legs and how I plan to deal with that. The other thing that we're going to look at is a problem that we've had in cage number 4, and having talked about 2 problems, we'll then have a look at the success that is in cage number 1. Right, let's get on then and talk about the problem cages. Okay, we'll start off with cage number 4, and I'm going to call this a bit of a near miss, or at least that's what I think it's been, because I came in this morning and noticed the hen in this cage was off of the nest. Now this is really unusual. This hen normally sits really tight, and even when I try to tap the nest box to get her out, I open it and normally have to shoo her to get her out, but she was out of the nest box, and you know, instantly arouses a little bit of suspicion as to why that might be. So I opened the nest box and noticed that the chick in there was one chick that had hatched. It's only probably 3 to 4 days old, had been fed. A previous chick had hatched and it had died, but this chick had hatched and been fed and was doing quite well. I mean, like I say, so about 3-4 days old, I would guess, but it wasn't moving. I picked it up and it felt cold, so held it in my hand, and as you know, is quite common, it began to then move. I began to feel it respond, and so I kept it in my hand to make sure it was fully warmed up. But whilst I was doing that, I checked, with the other hand I felt the eggs, and the eggs were quite cold as well. So it clearly, this hen had been off the nest for a little while. So what should I do? I could, now it's warmed up, I could have put the chick back in there and hope that the hen would sit on it, or alternatively, I have a pair in cage number 3 that was sat on a full clutch of clear eggs, and I was actually in the process of gradually removing those eggs. So my instinct was to move the chick into that nest box, which I did, and then put the remainder back in, or the nest box back for that hen. Now interestingly, the hen went straight into the nest box, and had been sitting relatively tight. She's back out again now, so she's clearly not happy with being in the nest box. I think my instinct to move it has been correct. I've checked the nest box where I moved the chick to. You can see the chick here. It is active. The hen has sat on it. She's, this is about, I don't know, 2 hours after I'd moved it. It looks to me like the hen has actually fed it as well. So I'm being very hopeful here that I caught this just in the nick of time. Now, I could have moved the other full egg that was in there, but I haven't done. So my feeling is this hen isn't very well. So I'm going to probably take this hen out very shortly out of this cage and give her a bit of rest and recuperation, and hopefully she will get over it. But I get the impression this hen is not very well, which is why she has left the chick and the egg to go cold. So luckily I managed to catch that this morning. The hen obviously hasn't been off colour for too long, so touch wood, the hen that is expecting chicks in cage number 3, the eggs were due to hatch, which is why I've been gradually removing them. We'll continue to look after that chick and we will have saved it. There was nothing else I could do. The other 2 cages where we've got chicks in, chicks are too old for the hen to accept such a young chick. Right, so that's that one. Touch wood, we've caught it. Let's move on then to cage number 4, where we've got the splayed legs. So cage number 5 then, this was the subject of the last video. You might remember this cage was becoming and continues to be a bit of a disaster. So we lost the last 2 full eggs from this cage, and the hen is sitting so tight that she is causing at least the youngest or the eldest of the chicks, but it looks the youngest now because of it's obviously being set back by the fact that she sat on it so close when it was youngster that it's got splayed legs, and now my guess is that it's struggling to compete for food, which is why it's not as big as its younger sibling. The other youngster in there is fine. Now, thanks for all those people who fed back in the last video. It's really nice that people fed back as to what they have done or what their various options are. Now, I know people have said that they've had that using the concave, which I mentioned in the last video, means they've never had splayed legs when they've used concaves. Funny enough, I actually you might remember, I think it was last year, the wooden cages that I'm currently using as the nappy flight, I used those, and the nest boxes in there did have concaves, and I did have one chick in there who again was splayed legs. Somebody else, I think it was the same person, said that sometimes it can be genetic, so that they find that it's common amongst certain families, and that might be one of the things that I not really thought about. What I might do is go back and see if there's any splayed legs incident with this cock bird, because the hen is off of an outcross, you might remember, so I don't really have a history of that one. So that's the other thing. In terms of rectifying it, I know people have mentioned that you can get some clip type things that you clip round the legs and they hold the legs together, and after 4 days that works. Now, I've tried a couple of things. So I've previously in the hot I've tried, first of all, I've never tried that. I might actually get hold of some and give them a go if I get any more splayed legs this breeding season, particularly with this cage, given that it appears to be a bit of a problem. So I will try and get hold of some of them. I think you can buy them on eBay. If I do, I will show you them. The other thing that I've done, and I'm doing it in this case, is I double ring the chick. So put a ring on each leg. So a ring from this year and then an old ring that I've not used from previous years. And I then connect the 2 rings with a piece of soft wire. Now I use some wire that is solder. So, the thing, so it's solder, lead-free solder, so there's no lead in it. So lead-free solder. I join the 2 rings together to pull the legs together, and then I wrap the end of the wire closely knit so it can't injure the youngster. You can see it in the video, so you can see before and after in the video of the 2 youngsters. The eldest youngster, like I say, looks fine. So this has pulled the legs together, and once I'd done that, the chick was then able to stand better. I will leave that on now probably for about a week now while that grows. I will check it, of course, make sure that it's not damaging the legs anymore in terms of the wire cutting into the legs. I've not had a problem with it previously, so touch wood, this may help. I find it's hit and miss with this method for me, and it probably would be the same with the clips, that sometimes it works well and it actually solves the problem completely, and the youngster goes on to live a normal life. Other times I found that it doesn't work at all, and the moment you take it off, the legs become splayed again, and then I have to separate the chick off, as I have done with another youngster there where the leg was too badly damaged. So I'll let you know each episode going forward how this goes. Please root for this youngster, and hopefully it we'll have some success with it. Like I say, the other youngster is doing fine, so my guess is that the eldest youngster kept the hen high enough off for the youngest one to not have the same problem. Either way, that's that. I know, sorry, going back to possible remedies, somebody else mentioned that they put a cockatiel egg, dummy cockatiel egg in the nest box, which of course is bigger, and that lifts the hen off as well. Something else I might try. I know a couple of people that have that use dummy cockatiel eggs for that purpose. So I might do the same. I think Rick Watts uses it, and I think in the episode where we went down to speak to Rick, there's in one of the nest boxes, I think we can see the larger cockatiel eggs. Anyway, so those are the two nest boxes that have not done quite so well. The chicks in cage number 1 are doing well, and we'll have a quick look at those now. So cage number 1, this is the cage that you can see behind me. This had 2 chicks in it, and we did look at them, I think, I can't remember if it was in the last episode or a few episodes ago, and we knew that one of them, I thought they were both going to be cinnamon. So one was definitely a grey cinnamon, the eldest chick, and the youngest chick I thought was going to be a dark green or a green cinnamon, and opaline, sorry, both opaline as well. And there were some comments, I think, about whether or not the youngest one was a cinnamon or not. I think you can see them both here. Unfortunately, the youngest one is almost certainly a hen because she bites, and you can see that she probably saw it in the video that she bit me quite hard. She's also quite flappy. These two ought to be coming out of the nest box anytime soon. I don't know why they're both in there. I might actually, if they stay in there much longer, I'm going to put them out and pop them into that chick hide that's on the bottom of the cage waiting for them. So I think you can definitely see the youngest chick is going to be a opaline cinnamon grey-green. So we've got 2 greys, a grey-green and a grey, both opaline cinnamon, and they both look reasonable birds for me at the moment. I mean, we'll have to see how they develop, but they're both coming on really, really strongly, so I'm relatively pleased. You know, I quite like Dad in terms of the way he sits and stands. He's a very showy bird, although not particularly big. The hen is less showy, but has a little bit more about her in terms of width and that. So I'm hoping these two will be as showy as Dad and as big and stocky as Mum. So that's the ambition for these two, but we'll have to wait and see how they develop. Anyway, that's a good time to finish because we're going to be finishing on a high with 2 very nice chicks. Let's hope we have in the next episode I can talk more favourably about the other 2 cages. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button. You know, the number of likes impact on the algorithm and get the video shared more widely across YouTube. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe to the channel. We're above the 1,500 subscribers, but I'd like to keep increasing that each week if I can. So if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe, and if you want early notifications, then hit the bell. Just before I go, just a quick update on the chick that we moved. You remember the chick that was that was cold, and that the hen had seemed to abandon the nest. Unfortunately, that chick didn't survive. I don't think it was fed. When I looked at it, it had died in the nest box. When I looked at it, it had a full crop, so I don't know whether it just never fully recovered from the trauma of being left cold in the nest box overnight. I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately that chick had died, but all the others are doing well. The chick in cage number 4 with the splayed legs is standing okay and appears to be moving around okay. I haven't taken the correction off yet, so it's still got the legs joined together by the 2 rings. We'll have a look at it in the next episode and see how it's got on. So, but that will be for the next episode. Until then, as always. Oh, before I go, I almost forgot. Before I go, I changed the music on the intro back to the old music. Let me know what you think, whether you prefer the new music or the old music. And thanks for the person, sorry I really can't remember your name, but someone in the comments told me what the old music was, so I've managed to find it again on the YouTube channel. Anyway, as I say, let me know your thoughts on the music, old or new thoughts. Right, that is all we've got time for now, so as always, please do stay safe. Good birds.